What is this thumbnail, bro? Hey, yo. Well, welcome to VOD Reviews, everybody. We were graced by such a glorious thumbnail. We're going to be taking a look at a Miasmic Fiend nangong yuzuha Alice run, which is quite peculiar because we've been looking at quite a few of the triple angels teams. We haven't really looked at the alt anomaly teams with nangong, and that's what we're going to do today with the Miasmic Fiend. Let's jump into VOD Reviews. All right, so first and foremost, let's take a look here. All right, good that we're starting with some basics. Immediately going into nangong for the EX. Boom. Boom. And now, initially, I'm a little bit sad that we didn't hit the double, right? Especially with this particular boss, you want to capitalize on as many moments of the parries as possible so that you can push towards the stun faster and then thus be able to push towards the miasma phase a little bit faster. Granted, you do have nangong who makes up for quite a bit of the distance in terms of days meter, aka like, you know, just she has a lot of days potential. The stun meter is going to go and fill up pretty quickly once you get that EX and the full bar of, I forgot what her stacks are called. At this point, there's so many stacks of all the angels, I forgot what it's already called. Let's just call it nangong's, the angel stacks, whatever. The downbeats, yeah. So for downbeats, you know, they come up every generally 12 seconds. Because you'll be popping anomalies, you'll be popping disorders, for certain characters, you'll be popping doubloons, and those will help you generate extra downbeats. But so far, again, we have missed a few yellow assists that I would have really appreciated you to push towards, especially with nangong. We are already at 50% here, which is fine, which is a good position to be at, but taking a look at nangong's meter, you're already 60% of the way. What does this mean? This means that we realistically should be at around a 70% clip here because we can EX to 78 or 80, and then we can finish the rest of the meter with the basic 3 enhance. Shoulder to shoulder yuzuha go into Alice, right? So that we'll see how that pans out here for the first stun window, but let's continue. Yeah, okay, not too shabby. Good. Oh, nice. And it's not bad. This is not bad, by the way, chat. Some of you guys, more veteran players to Zenless might be like, ow, what happened here, right? It's not a bad position to be in, especially when we get right there. We're calculating, and then you pop it. I'm telling you, I'm not happy. It's okay. It's okay because you're still in the calculation phase, so it's not necessarily like the biggest blunder. But what I would have liked to have seen, right, is let's go back to it. We've talked about this before, chat. We've talked about yuzuha regular special. Yuzuha regular special is a frame 1 chain prompt. Very good utility to start chains. Incredibly strong. And guess what? Funny enough, nangong Yu also has a frame 1 chain prompt as well. If you guys tap EX after like a manual cancel. So you guys have seen that in my guide video when I talked about nangong. But also, if you guys have experienced it yourselves, you guys know that you tap nangong EX during the stun window, boom, frame 1 chain prompt. It is very good tempo control, and a skill very underutilized by a lot of, you know, beginner, intermediate players. So a lot of folks are like, oh, yuzuha or like these characters, these support characters don't have energy, so I should not use their abilities. No, actually, a lot of these characters have quite a bit of utilities with abilities that you would not necessarily expect to use. That includes yuzuha, and that also includes nangong Yu. So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen a quick chain prompt right there. Start with Alice, but let's continue on here. Here we go. Alice, very good. The chain is fine. I'm okay with that because that also pops the, not vibrato. What's the, misstep? Is it misstep, chat? The 2 stacks? Nangong has so many so many stacks and abilities, bro. I'm so pissed. All right, that's the one thing I hate about nangong, okay? How many freaking little names she has. I'm not talking about the bloom. I'm talking about the disorder, the 2 disorders from the additional. Dance prowess? Is it dance prowess? It's dance prowess, isn't it? All right, 5 points to Gryffindor. Dance prowess stacks. Yes, so you can pop an EX or chain to activate dance prowess, which activates a polarity disorder. So, arguable that using nangong here and then actually using yuzuha is actually not that bad either. I still would double up with Alice if I could. So what you would do here is you go Alice, cancel Alice. But running nangong here is also very, very much viable. And then, you know, again, you should be able to get one polarized assault from Alice, and that's kind of what you want here, barring, you know, you have an M2 Alice, and you'd be able to proc the polarized assault off of your ultimate, which you don't have. So yeah, again, I'm just doing a bunch of yaps here. All right, pull that. That's fine. Good. Nice. Good pop with ult. All right. You don't pop ult with Alice within the stun. Pop quiz. Why? Pop quiz chat. Why are we not utilizing Alice ult within the stun window? And in fact, why are we using it afterwards? Is because it's worse than holding basic? Firstly, yes. The damage that you get from the polarized assault and the disorder is more. So that's reason number one. What is reason number two? Who has the deep ball knowledge? What I thought nangong's buff stun damage multiplier, Alice ult would deal more. I mean, the stun damage multiplier affects everything. So, and this isn't related to Alice, by the way. This is related to the Miasmic Fiend, actually. Might give you guys a little tip. Here's the reason. Take a look at where Alice is right now. You are at the precipice of finalizing your 3 stacks for the charge basic. What ultimates allow you to do close to the 2-minute window here is stall the miasmic phase. So you're essentially controlling when you enter the miasmic phase. You can use ultimates and it'll stagger the boss to prevent the boss from going into the miasmic phase. What's great about this, chat, is that you can stall the miasmic fiend long enough to perform this. How? By utilizing this, the nangong ultimate. So what you're gonna do is you charge up the Alice, charge basic, and nangong ult to be able to fit in all of your abilities, all these abilities, right before you hit the miasmic window. You want to be able to dump as much of your abilities as possible before the miasmic window, such that when you go into the gimmick phase, which you don't need your abilities anyways, you're able to push out as much damage as possible and then utilize that gimmick phase, the whatever the miasmic shielding, whatever portion of it, to be able to recoup said resources and then push forward with another set of refresh resources, right? So I might be unintentionally cooking. This is something that a lot of intermediate players kind of just innately kind of understand, but this is a much more deeper breakdown of it, right? So that makes more sense, and I didn't do that stuff. Yes. So, right, resources are a means to an end of damage. If you aren't using your resources, you aren't putting out damage. So making sure that you can dump as much of your resources, aka your energy, your ult points, your decibels, your stacks, whatever, fitting in as much as you can within your 3-minute window, right? Think of it in the macro, in the 3-minute window. That's gonna get you the highest score. That's how you get the highest score, right? So within these next 10 seconds, trying to fit in one more charge enhanced basic and fit in nangong to be able to wipe the slate clean, get back some of those decibels for the following stun window post miasma phase will get you up and running faster for stun 3, right? So this trickles down. Now you guys and once we get past the miasma phase, I'll reference that back again, and you guys are like, oh, this is where Josh was talking about, right? So let's continue. Okay, so trying to get that in. There you go. Charge basic into the ultimate, lands the polarized assault. Perfect. There it is. Good. There it is. Boom. Yes. Wow. Oh, wow. We get in the stun. Wow. We get in the stun before. Wow. Impressive. And that's what nangong you can do. So, wow. Impressive. Okay. Boom. Nice. Yeah. And not bad. Not a bad usage. Here, let's go back here really quickly. Because when we were about yay-ish, here we talk about choices, right, chat? We talk about whether to do one action or another. Here we did Southern Cross. What we really need to have done here was Northern Cross. We had 2 seconds here on this portion. We had 2 seconds post. 2 Northern Crosses with a stagger might have been able to get in the polarized assault. Again, trying to fit in as many polarized assaults as possible. That's literally 1,000 points of damage. Every single time you polarize assault, 1,000 score point. So as many times as you can stack those will result in just higher performance. All right, looking good here. All right, we're taking the safe route. I get it. Honestly, I get so greedy. I just charge the basic all the time. I get so greedy. Good. All right. Very nice. And that's the gimmick phase. You run out. Boom. Yup. Auto targets. Very nice. Boom on the assault. What I would have liked to have seen there was a quick Yuzu auto, right? We were holding onto this. Look at this. Look at this meter right here. Just sitting. Just absolutely sitting. And then that's where you pop it, right? So it's fine. It's fine. Again, just want to finish as many assaults as possible, right? Boom, assault there. Good polarize. Nice timing actually on that one, actually. Good stuff. Okay, here we go. Good ult there. That's a bloom and disorder. Very swag. Very swag. I don't know why we're auto-y with yuzuha there, but it's fine. Okay, very nice. One more ultimate. We should be able to get at least 2 more polarized assaults. No, we ran out of energy there. All right. Ah, very close, very close. I panic because no assaults. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, at that point, you really didn't have any resources, right? So I'm not too mad about the last 5 seconds, just because you played you played post stun pretty well, as well as you could have played it. So not terribly mad about that. Yeah, maybe I would have liked to seen EX from nangong and then shoulder to shoulder something else, but yeah, maybe you could have shoulder to shoulder the enhanced basic 5, because I think you had a stack in the back for that. But honestly, you know, that's one assault would maybe get you like a 32.3, I think, relative to the strength of your score here. So, I mean, we're chilling. Yeah. One thing I'm not sure is when's the proper time to release nangong hold. Oh, when the point leaves. Yeah. So when the downbeat stack leaves the screen, frame 0, once that second bar evaporates, you can shoulder to shoulder automatically. It'll run through the rest of the attack. Yeah. The red circle's there. My bad. So once it leaves the bar and you're like latched on to the guy, then you're like leaning back a little bit to do the, you know, the reel-in, whatever, with the animation with nangong, you just boom, done. And it triggers the bonus damage too. It should miss. Yeah, as long as the characters are within the team. Yeah, you're like the only creator I trust with raiding builds. Oh, thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that, dude. I mean, there are other amazing creators, don't get me wrong. So, but no, that's very kind words. Thank you. Josh, what is a simple combo for nangong? I need a reminder. There's no combo for nangong. It's very much just resource management. Like, you can go EX and ult to shorthand enhance basic 2-3, but that's like very, very elementary. Yeah, there's no real combo for her. Any other questions? Again, I thought the run was relatively strong and well constructed. The lines definitely could be a lot better. You know, I would have loved to have seen the stun a little bit more comfortably. Like, you know, again, we missed quite a few parries. And that's a little bit RNG. Like, I get it. But in those instances, you really want to make sure that at least you hit 2 of the yellow parries, if not 4, ideally on average per stun or per pre-stun lead up. That'll help you push to a more comfortable stun 2. That's not at 130. You want to be at like a 150. You feel? Yeah. So we started this right at like 150. I need to see a little bit further back. Sorry, I was going off at this time. My bad. So I need to see a little bit further back, which would be quite doable if we're parrying such that the resources can lead into this second portion, such that our second stun prior to Miasmic phase is a lot more comfortable. And if you guys would like your own VODs reviewed, you guys know where to head over to Twitch. And very, very soon, YouTube members. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. If you guys have a free Prime sub, you guys know where to send it over to. You guys get free emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to VOD reviews and other fun goodies. So if you guys have any more questions, hey, leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to catch more VOD reviews. It's your boy Josh. Hey,